What's good, bro? I wanted to talk about some shit that I thought was one of the most common issues with modern dating coaches and just dating coaches in general. Most of them, when it comes to just everything in just everything. Because I think for the most part, when you think about it, before the internet, there wasn't really shit around. Like, what really was there? Like, what are you gonna read? Like Casanova's diary or some shit? Before the internet, there wasn't really much out there in terms of how to get women in terms of technical knowledge. Once the internet dropped, once like that singularity and communication across all humans happened, that basically opened up all the doors for men to start like just throwing around ideas of how to, and eventually shit got to the point where it was so technical. I feel like that it kind of superseded the whole philosophy of everything, of just being a man and dating, because it started to become so much about getting the female that we just started losing sight of everything in general. And that's a big reason why a lot of shit, like a lot of dudes hear that they don't like it, because you hear it, and as soon as you hear it, it gives you a bad taste in your mouth. I've seen coaches in the past say shit like, if a girl gives you jealousy, you just basically, you play the game with her. You just ignore her, act like you're unaffected, maybe even get her jealous in return. And that type of shit, I hate that type of shit. Because early on I did that shit, and as you get older, I just came to the realization that that shit was not for me. I don't do the jealousy shit. If a chick starts acting, trying to make me jealous, what all bitches will do if you kind of put them into position to, and then they love to act stupid when they do that type of shit. Like, oh, I didn't. No, it could be the most subtle things to more major things. But as soon as I see that type of shit, I just let it be known that I don't tolerate that shit. I put a deep, stern voice on it. I don't get fucking angry. I don't throw a big fucking tantrum or none of that type of shit. But I let it be known that I'm the type of person that I don't really want to be around that type of shit. And if that's something that you're into, then I'm just, yeah, peace. You hear coaches say shit like, act unaffected. Just act unaffected. And that shit, I don't like that shit. Because at the end of the day, what it does is it turns you into this robot where it's like you're constantly thinking of how everything you do affects her, which is just, it's a terrible philosophy. So ultimately what it comes down to, I think I should have just said it from the jump, was that, dating coaches, they teach you all the skill sets. Matter of fact, I wouldn't say all the skill sets. I wouldn't go that far. I would say they teach you the skill sets, but they don't teach you the philosophy. And ultimately, if you think about it, if you don't have that correct philosophy, you could know the perfect fucking skill set, but it's just gonna lead you astray. You're gonna end up doing goofy, wonky shit unintentionally, unconsciously, or you're gonna end up following certain philosophies that over time you're gonna realize that that shit wasn't worth it. Like, if you're constantly, that's the thing, is it's trying to turn you into the perfect seductionist, and the reality is most dudes, most of us, we're not gonna be that. And even if we are, it's not worth it, is what I'm saying. It's not worth it. If it's at the point where you're literally looking at every single micro situation as what the fuck to do to be successful with the girl, I'm telling you, you're gonna sell your soul out. And that example is the number one example for me, because that shit, it disgusts me, because chicks love to try to do shit like that and play dumb and manipulate the shit I do, and I'm supposed to go back and forth and play this fucking game, and I don't like that shit. I'd rather we like nip that shit in the bud. At the end of the day, what the fuck, it's kind of like sex in some senses. Like, a lot of times I feel like dudes, we get so caught up in the moment that we're like rushing. Like, we won't take that moment to just, like, we see her so excited, we feel like we gotta constantly fucking please her. And that shit kills me, because it's like, you motherfucker, you done did all this shit the whole fucking way, all the way to get to this moment where you finally get the pussy. And now, I don't even like the term get the pussy. Let's say bless her with the dick. You finally get to the point where you bless her with the dick after all the work you put in. And then it's just every single moment of sex, you're just worried about what the fuck. You're just worried about pleasing. Even then, when you finally get it, you can't even relax one fucking time to just be like, I don't give a fuck about this chick's pleasure right now, because her pleasure is going to be me getting my pleasure right now. And I guarantee you that shit will probably end up being better than you consciously doing shit, and she's going to feel that in general. That's a whole nother topic entirely, but this is just an example of all the type of goofy shit that happens when you don't have an underlying philosophy. You got all the skill sets, but it puts you in this mindset of constantly trying to win every social situation. Win, like, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't need to win every social situation. You don't need every chick you ever dated to walk away from you thinking that you're super alpha. Who gives a fuck if at one point you're just like, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to ever see you again. You think I'm butthurt or some shit? Okay, bye, bitch. Think I'm butthurt. Doesn't fucking matter. You're gone. You don't even exist, bitch. I just shot you with a gun in my head, basically. This is shit I'm talking about. You don't need to constantly try to be alpha or to just have certain skill sets and never do shit just for you. It ain't always about winning. Sometimes winning is just having a moment where you're like, you know what? I don't stand for this shit, and I'm just gonna walk away. You teach yourself self-discipline and ultimately create your own philosophy that you fuck with. I follow my own philosophy that a lot of people aren't gonna fuck with. Like, I'm not monogamous to chicks, but at the same time, I don't do open relationships either. That gets a little more complicated. I could get into that more into another video. But at the end of the day, some people are not going to see it to be their philosophy or their whatever the case is. But I learned this shit over time through trial and error and through a lot of goofy advice and a lot of good advice. You know, all credit granted. Ultimately, it's about following your own fucking path. Not like forging your own path through trial and error, through heartbreak and not heartbreak, through ain't shit bitches and pretty cool bitches, and some crazy bitches. Ultimately, that's what it's all about. That's all I had to say, bro. So with that being said, pimp, see you on the other side.